Welcome, brothers and sisters. So, yeah, man, it doesn't, it's just hard, man. It's just hard to make videos, brothers. Black men, black men really get on my fucking nerves. So, that's what makes it hard to make videos. It's not you, brothers. It's the average black male. I mean, black males, they sow so much discord and confusion that it just makes a brother want to throw in the towel on. It's like, golly, these dudes are just, they don't get it. I live under a merit-based system. I live under a merit-based system. I don't live under a talk system. A system of fucking talking all day long. Excuse my language. That means that everything in my life is based on merit. It's based on you do something to get something. It's a merit-based system. I mean, and not all things. It doesn't mean that, I do things always to get something out of it. I do things for people, and I just do things for people just because I feel compelled to do them. And sometimes. But when it comes to men, it's a merit-based system for the most part. When it comes to men dealing with each other, we should all be dealing with each other based on merit. It's sort of like, back in the days when I was about 18, 19, I used to go over this, like me and all of, the people that I was with at that time, we used to go over this older guy's house. He was a mechanic. And we would just sit over there, shoot the breeze or whatever, but we would just meet up over there. And while we were over there, he would teach us different things about cars and things of this nature. And we just, that was just the spot where we hung out at, We would shoot the breeze, and we would learn different things about cars and things of that nature. And it was sort of like a mini school, if you will. But because of that man, because he was, able to teach us and, talk to us and just let us just hang out. Anytime we needed something done on a car, we would go to him. See how that merit-based system works? We would go to him because it would be natural for us to go to him. That's the kind of era that I grew up in. I didn't grow up in the era. I grew up in an era where black men knew how to network. Like, a lot of black men talk this networking crap, but they have no idea how to network. They have no idea. That's just a word they use to sound smart. But I haven't seen any networking. I haven't seen these dudes networking. They get together and they get together, they talk shit, and then they go home, or they get together and they measure their accomplishments amongst each other, and they call that networking. They think that's what networking is. when I grew up, all the stores in my neighborhood had they used to have these like fish bowls in the front. I don't know if y'all, depending on where you're from, you might know what I'm talking about. But you walk in the store and there used to be a fish bowl in the front. And inside that fish bowl, there were all kinds of business cards. And you would go into that store and you would dig into the fish bowl and you would get out the business cards that you needed. And it wasn't just for you. It was for you and anyone you thought that would, might be able to use that business card, whether it was a doctor's card, a lawyer's card, a electrician, or plumber, whoever, mechanic, whatever, you had a card for it. You remember back in the days when men used to walk around with business cards in their pocket. I mean, back in the days you would have you'd even have cards to jobs and like temp agencies that might be hiring for a specific company. You would have all of these things in your pocket. That way when you came across a brother and you seen him, down and out or whatever, doing bad, you'd be like, hey, look, I got this card for you. Or, if he asks you something, hey, man, I got this back problem or whatever. You get into your wallet, you pull out your cards and be like, call this guy right here. I went to him, and he's good. Go ahead and see, that's what networking is all about. It's not about having a LinkedIn profile and you call yourself networking. That's what these dudes do. But anyway, it's just very hard, man. It's very, very, very hard, man. I don't have time to play games with Negroes. See, I'm the type of man that, back in the days, we used to be able to just tell each other to do things. We didn't have to be all nice and emotionally, oh, don't talk to me like that. We used to just be able to tell each other to do something. And since I grew up in the house with two older brothers, it just came easy to me. They tell you something to do, you do it, and then, the same vice versa. You tell them something, grab me this, grab that for me. You ain't gotta be all soft and kind of like you talking to a woman. You gotta be extra tactful when you talking to these dudes. It was never like that when I was growing up. Nowadays, you gotta talk to these dudes like you talking to another woman. And like I said, it's just hard, man. It's just very hard for me to waste time like that. Time is very valuable to me. Time is, my time is extremely valuable. I know that black men don't really understand. Some black men just say that for the sake of saying it. I'm busy. My time is valuable. Dude, you ain't doing shit. I mean, I don't know what these dudes are doing, but a lot of them just talk this talk about how valuable their time is. I'm not them dudes. My time is extreme. Like, I don't even, why you think I'm always making these videos in my car? That's really the only time I have time to make a video. And it's not that I'm, always chasing the almighty dollar or whatever. The space in between your two ears is the most valuable commodity you have. The space in between your two ears, what you fill your mind up with, you know. And when I look out in the world and I look at black men, they're all about discord and confusion, and just making excuses not to actually do. It's all talk. I get tired of talk. Even when these dudes say they got some solutions, it's just more fucking talk. Man, I got some. Yeah, we talked about solutions. I'm not that kind of man. I don't talk about solutions. I solve problems. You know? There's no talking about solutions. There's actually solving problems. My time is extremely valuable. You know? I mean, shoot. I mean, the things that I know. I mean, man, do you know that I already got 2 raises this year alone? This year alone, I got 2 raises. It takes most people 5-10 years to get a initial raise, and that's only for like, they lucky if they getting like $1 more an hour. You know? But like I said, my time is extremely valuable, man. You know? And it's about having leverage. You gotta have leverage in the marketplace. You gotta have skills that you can leverage against multiple companies. See, I leverage my skills amongst multiple companies, which means that one company knows that if they don't hire me, another company will, you know. And I don't work like the average person works. I don't do like the whole 40-hour nonsense. I work for multiple companies. If one company, I work on a project basis. I'm doing one project, I complete that project, and I go work for. And if a company doesn't immediately give me a new schedule, they know that I'll be working for another company. So this is how you have leverage in whatever market you're in, you know. When you have multiple companies. Why is this damn air conditioner on? Oh, where is it? Oh, that's the radio. Where's that damn? Oh, golly. But I don't have time to play games with Negroes. I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm not bragging. I'm not that type of person. What I'm saying is, I'm not playing no games with these niggas out here. I know what mission I'm on. I know where my bread is buttered. I know that I'm not doing anything on my own. The Most High is in the background doing all kind of things, moving all kind of chess pieces around. You know, making my enemies my footstool. That's what the Most High is doing in the background. I don't have time to play games. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. You know, I don't have time to listen to, sit around with black men and shoot the breeze over silly shit that ain't producing no results. You know? And it's a shock to the system, really. Because when I listen to a lot of these black dudes, I be like, golly. I mean, damn. And I mean, I see that, and all I think is, I'm grateful. I'm thankful to the Most High, man. I'm thankful. I mean, do you know how thankful I am? I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, golly, I am so blessed. Extremely blessed. I don't know. I don't deserve all these blessings. How did I get so blessed? Thanks be to the Most High for blessing me not to be stupid like a lot of these ninjas out here. Wasting time, running their mouths, sowing discord. See, when you have a merit-based system, it's hard to sow discord. You know, it's hard to do that because you don't have time. You're too busy in the trenches actually doing things. You're not on the internet running your damn mouth. This is a merit-based system. You do something, you get something. If you don't do anything, you get nothing. That's how that system works. That is the only system that black men need to be focused on. Merit. You know? If it's not based on merit, it's very hard for me to deal with it. It's very hard for me to deal with it. Like, I see a lot of these ninjas out here, you know, they like, black men would rather look like they got $1 million than to actually have $1 million. You know, this is funny to me. They would rather look like they have $1 million. You know, for a while, I used to be caught up in that, what does the Most High want me to be successful, or does he want me just to be everybody has a different position to play in the Most High's world. And for a while I fought because I kind of was like one of those guys who was like, if I become too successful, then I might lose sight of things, and so I kind of in some regards would sabotage my own success, until I figured out that the Most High was working with me to do things. Like I said, even during the times of Hamashiach, he would go to different people's houses. And I mean, even some of the prophets, they were wealthy men. Some of the prophets were wealthy. I think Lazarus, who had a lot of money? I think Peter had a lot of money. I gotta go look that up. But a lot of the prophets had a lot of money. And for a while, I kind of was caught up in that, don't be too successful. That's when I figured out that the Most High was trying to do certain things with me, and I was the one who was standing in my own way. Because of my own personal, beliefs. Sometimes you have to be, you might be successful for a reason. And it's not like the Most High can't just take away everything you got. In one fell swoop, you like, hey, man, it's gone. But there's a purpose behind. I know a lot of men don't believe in nothing I'm saying. A lot of this, a lot of the cultural, it's not religious, it's cultural aspects. But those cultural aspects actually work. They actually work. There's a reason why we have that culture. We was meant to be rulers over the planet. But when we lost our culture, the cultural aspects of our community, how it was set up, how it ran. We look at us now. We at the bottom. We at the bottom because we lost the cultural aspects of our community. Even after slavery, And even though we didn't quite understand, we were still looking at the scriptures, in a different light. We still were super successful. We still had super successful communities. That's because even though we didn't have all the understanding, we didn't understand the actual people that the book was speaking of, we still lived out those principles. And by living out the principles, we were still successful even in our ignorant state. Even though we were in a state of utter and complete ignorance, because of those principles, we were still successful. That's something that we got to look at. The scriptures work. The laws, statutes, and commandments, they work. They work. But I understand that a lot of people hate the Most High, which is why their lives are in shambles and they're all over the place, and But I've learned some valuable lessons over time, man. I've learned some very valuable lessons over time. And it's what a lot of that is what I like to share in these videos. But ultimately, if men just don't take what I'm saying seriously, then I feel like it's a waste of my time, I can't bring you into this truth. Only the Most High can bring you into the truth. A lot of times, a lot of men gotta be brought low. They gotta be brought low. They gotta be brought to nothing. Zero, nothing. Because as long as they're living it up and they think they're successful, they might not be seeing, what the Most High is actually showing them. So a lot of times men have to be brought low. There's a lot of men that's out here complaining because of their feelings. They out here making videos against righteous men. And you should see these dudes. They'll take a video that you haven't even seen the whole video, but they'll take a video and they'll clip out the context of the video, and they'll just use whatever negative thing that they want to react to, and they'll focus on that. So you don't really get the whole context of what a person was saying in the video unless you actually have the full video. And a lot of times you don't have the full video, nor do they reference the full video. So they can make a negative video out of some, like think about my channel. Anybody can take my channel, chop it up, screw it up, take a video that I made, strip out all the context of what I'm speaking on, and just focus on certain little things that I said, and be like, oh, well, look, he said this. This dude is foul. He just said, look what he said. That's foul. I see dudes doing this, and then the Most High will point me right to the full video. like I'll look at one of these videos, and then the Most High will say, hold on, oh, you ain't gonna fool my son. Hey, here go the full video of what they're talking about right here, because they won't even reference the full video in their commentary. They won't leave a link to the full video. A lot of these dudes, they'll just make a video trying to nitpick about one or two things somebody says and tries to use that to defame that person's character. A bunch of effeminate ass males, soft as cotton balls, running around here with they damn chest poked out, effeminate as hell. It's a sad state of affairs that we find ourselves in. Because of these kinds of dudes, man. They just don't get it. And like I said, I gotta be thankful, man. I gotta be thankful. I gotta be on mission. I'm always on mission. I'm always on mission. I don't have time for games. If I say something, and I'm just and it feels like I'm just talking to myself. That pisses me off, because that means that I could have taken that time out and been doing something else and been focused on something else. See, like I said, the most valuable thing a man has is the space between his two ears. What's on your mind? What's going through your head at this very moment? And a lot of these men, you'll notice how a lot of these men have spirits on them. Like you just think about if you're a pastor of a church, right? And the vast majority of your congregation is men, you're gonna speak and teach a little differently. But if the vast majority of the people in your church are women, you're gonna teach in a very different way. And I notice that spirit on a lot of these dudes. They get that pimp type spirit on them, to where they get a different spirit. It's like when they're teaching men, they're not gonna be all acting all boisterous and all that. It's a different energy. It's a different spirit that comes upon these men when they have a lot of women on their panels. That, like I said, when they got these women on their panels, they be acting real effeminate. It's like, dude, you got to understand that you're not supposed to be acting like that. Especially when you talking about men. And it comes off as you are doing this for women. You're talking in the manner that you're talking for women. This is why I say, it's not supposed to be no regular women over here. Like 2/3 females. It ain't supposed to be no 2/3 women in this space. See, because a righteous sister, she gonna know her role and she knows her power, and she's gonna be assured to keep that in check when men are around. She knows her power over men. Like, a lot of women have power over men, because men start acting differently when women, and men have to take that into account when they're teaching. Like, okay, women are around. Okay, am I gonna start? Am I gonna be softer in my tone, or be, see, because a lot of times you don't want to learn something from experience. You want to learn something from the experiences of others. You don't want to learn from, sometimes you do, but you don't want to personally learn from your own experience. You want to learn from other people's failures. If another person, went and cracked his head on a damn rock or some shit, then hey, watch your step, man. Right there, you gonna trip, man. You don't want to go over there and trip and hit your head on the rock. Like, oh, wait, yeah, man. Hey, man, I hit my head on the rock too. Yeah, we want to know before we hit our heads on the rock, rather than go over there and hit our heads on the rock ourselves. But that's a very hard thing, for a lot of males. Being told what to do, being told in a very stern way what to do. And when women, and then they feel sorry for women, like these women are weak, like oh, they need to protect these women. A lot of these women are not weak. A lot of these women are manipulating you. A lot of women, need a stern man in their life. They actually want a stern man in their life. They want a man that's domineering and not necessarily controlling. I mean, a lot of them do want men that are actually controlling, because they know themselves. They know who they are and they know what they need. They know what's going to keep them in line, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to stay in line. And they know what's going to have them off doing whatever. It's not good for a woman to be off by herself. That's very dangerous for women. It's dangerous because they get used to it, and then it becomes harder for them to cohabitate in a relationship with a man, because they haven't been in that situation. They haven't been in that in a relationship with a man for so long, and they've grown used to doing everything by themselves, that when they finally get into a relationship, it just ends because they don't know how to submit. They don't know how to act in a relationship with a man. And these women are walking around here, just thirst trapping dudes, and it's like, hey boo, yeah, don't you have a man already? So why are you still thirst trapping? I mean, that's very telling about you. Why is a woman who already has a man out here thirst trapping to get men? I mean, is the man do you not love the man you're with? Are you gonna put that man's life in jeopardy? But a lot of times you gotta go hard in the paint on these women. You got to let them know that is dangerous. You're going to have to tell them the things that they don't want to hear. And a lot of these male simp, when they see you telling a woman something in a very stern way, they get in their feelings. They get in their emotions as if they don't actually need that kind of reprimand themselves in their own lives. I told you, they get this kind of energy about them. They get a certain kind of energy about them when, what is this crap in the road? They get a certain kind of energy about them when I call it the simp gene. When they see a man, correcting a woman and being stern with a woman, they get a very effeminate, emotional ass gene in them. Like, he needs to go over there and protect this woman that actually doesn't want your protection. She doesn't want you to protect her. Now, she'll manipulate the hell out of you because she sees you're a simp, that she can get over on you. You're not a real man. She's like, oh, I can get over on him. Look at him coming over here thinking he need to feel sorry for me. Just like Jada Pinkett Smith. That dude, Will Smith, turned into a damn simp for his woman over a joke, when he could have just laughed it off. I mean, but she put the battery in his back, and he went over there and embarrassed Chris Rock, slapped him, embarrassed the hell out of him, and and basically destroyed his own damn career. Put his whole entire career in jeopardy because he over some woman's feelings, and it wasn't like she was even a righteous woman. There is no situation. I mean, I ain't gonna say there's no situation where you need to do that, but not for a woman like that. For a sister, yeah. For a sister, yeah. For these women, no. First of all, you 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna ever have to do that for a sister, because a sister would never put you in that situation in the first place. But when you speak out against it, it's all about feelings. Oh, you hurt her feelings. Why you said it like that? Why you say it like that? I said it like that because I don't want to have to say it again. So I need to make it clear, make it known that this is a serious thing. It's sort of like a child when when a child sticks their hand into a light socket. You're not gonna be like, oh baby, don't stick your hand in that light socket. You might get shocked. No. You're gonna yell. You're gonna be like, hey, get your hand away from there.